and strike. Ain't got me a check, rope a dope soap. Oh, ha, ha, Jerry was so mad. Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey. Just really plain sad. Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? S-T-D, ooh, touchdown, had to let you go. Over leverage with compliance and shame. Touch yourself, cause you've got no game. And say, why are you so mad? Oh, ha, ha, Jerry, why so mad? Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey. Just really plain sad. Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? Touchdown, had to let you go. Over leverage with compliance and shame. Touch yourself, cause you got no game. Then say, why are you so mad? Oh, 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 hi, ho, Jerry, why so mad? Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey. Just really plain sad. Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? Jerry, why so mad? Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey. Just really plain sad. Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? S-T-D, ooh, touchdown, had to let you go. Over leverage with compliance and shame. Touch yourself, cause you got no game. And say, why are you so mad? Oh, ha, ha, Jerry, why so mad? Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey. Just really plain sad. Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? Jerry, why so mad? Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey. Just really plain sad. Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry? Jerry, why so mad? Ain't got no money, ain't got no honey. Just really plain sad. Jerry, are you okay? Are you okay, Jerry?
Living life on the open road, ain't got no home, just a van for my long beard hanging down, taking AMC, it's all about the line. No ties, no suit and tie, just dark circles round these tired eyes, sipping coffee, crunching numbers, technically analyzing. Windows roll down, the wind in my head, I embrace the brick grind. There's my castle, roots my kingdom, no place else I wanna be. AMC ticker keeps on rolling, stock charts and patterns unfolding. Fear and greed, bulls and bears, it's a wild ride, I'm all inside. Oh, ticker in my sights, AMC's my fight. Bed in bed, living, crunching numbers all night, yeah. Fan of the beer, tinker analyst, chasing dreams in the moonlight. No fancy office, just the open road. This is my life, alright.
Good evening, you filthy apes. Welcome to AMC with KC, where we buy, we hold, and we screw those hedgies. Screw 'em! That's right. This is where I like to fling poo and eat crayons for breakfast. Maybe even dinner. Rock strong. Good evening, guys. It is the top of the day to you. The evening of the day. Long time no see. It's been I think it was like 5 days ago that I did a stream last. So it's good to see you guys again. I know I took off like Thursday and Friday. My mom was in town. She's back. She's left. She's gone. She went back to Arizona to visit with Thanksgiving with my sister and brother-in-law. So she's out that way. And then I didn't have any time really over the weekend to be able to stream with you guys, so I wanted to make sure and talk with you a little bit about what's going on right now. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't see some of the things I was posting on Twitter, but I was trying to make sure and kind of keep you guys in a little bit of the know as to what was going on. So what to expect about the future? So first off, let's talk about something that I feel is something I think is maybe developing. I don't know. Maybe it's not developing. Maybe you guys knew it the whole time. Maybe I'm the only person that didn't know this. Do you guys know the Greg account on Twitter? I'm not sure. Maybe you guys seen it before. Hold on a second here. Let me pull it up real quick. It's like this really like weird account. Here it is right here. I don't know what this is. I don't know. This account has 1.1 million followers. It started in February of 2021. Ironic timing. February of 2021. Has 517 that it's following. 517. I don't know. 1.6 million are following Roaring Kitty. 91 following. Anyways. If you ever see this account, I want you guys to go over to the replies. Or actually, I don't want you to go to the replies of Greg. What I want you to do is I want you to go to Ryan Cohen. And I want you to look at the replies from Ryan Cohen. Because Ryan Cohen has commented on Greg's things plenty of times. Like if I go into Ryan Cohen's replies and I come in here, here you have Greg saying, I got hired at GameStop, so I might not be tweeting as much unless they let me tweet at work. Ryan Cohen said, no bucking around at work. Greg said, I got hired. I got hired at GameStop, so I might not be tweeting as much unless they. Oh, he said that twice, I guess. Trump has now won 3 elections in a row. No. Okay, here's another one. Ryan Cohen had initially tweeted, I bet Joe Biden is voting for Donald Trump. And then Greg said, hey, Ryan. And then Ryan Cohen said, hi, Greg, but not as in hi, H-I, but H-I-G-H. Whatever the hell that means. I have no idea. Then you've got Ryan Cohen tweeting Trump is the shit. And then Greg says, Ryan, not sure if you noticed this, but TITS was a... And then Ryan Cohen responded with a bashful face. They communicate. They communicate back and forth. And Greg, I think, is somebody who knows something. Well, I guess I'll just come out and say it. I think Greg is Roaring Kitty. I know it sounds so strange to say. It really does. It sounds strange for me to say that Greg is Roaring Kitty, but I have a feeling he's either Roaring Kitty or he's somebody who's heavily involved in ownership of shares of GME. And I know, like, if you go back way back to something that was posted by Roaring Kitty, for example, like, let's pull this out, duplicate this real quick here. Kind of making like a really round. I'm beating so far around the bush on this one, and you guys, I'm tired. I'm beat. But let me beat around the bush here just a tad bit, because we're gonna go back to a tweet that was one of the kind of the last few tweets where Roaring Kitty put in a picture of himself as I think this is from The Office, with a little Roaring Kitty there, and then GameStop here as if he's being employed by GameStop. And I think there's a friendly competition between Ryan Cohen and Roaring Kitty in share ownership. And Danny says no tinfoil hat. No, yeah, sure. Let's put it on. We'll put it on. Okay. Let's see. Can you see it? Let's see. Oh, yeah, there we go. Tinfoil hat's on. There we go. I had to adjust it. Oops. There we go. Ah, yeah, there we go. Tinfoil hat's on. All right. So you got Roaring Kitty being a potential employee, and I think there's a friendly little banter between Ryan Cohen and Roaring Kitty in regards to who can own the most shares. Now, if you go back and you look historically at share ownership of Ryan Cohen, he had posted that he had like 9 million shares of GameStop when he took over, or I shouldn't say when he took over, when he got onto the board. And we all know Roaring Kitty is got 9 million shares now. And more recently, Greg posted on something on here, and he said something about like, where is it? Let me see. He posted something, and then Ryan Cohen responded. He said something about like he said, "Hey, Ryan, guess what?" or something like that. And Ryan says, what did it say here? He said, "Ryan, guess what?" Here it is right here, October 4th. He says, "Ryan, guess what?" And then Ryan says, "You want to play Stinky Pinky tonight, right?" I think this is Roaring Kitty saying like he's like, "Guess what? I just got more shares, and I'm coming for your shareholder who's got the most amount of shares position here." And I don't think it's in any kind of like negative kind of way. I think it's just kind of like a friendly kind of bantering between them. But I do think that Greg is Roaring Kitty. But here's the thing. Greg posted something that I thought was really, really interesting here on his account. And he posted it this weekend. And it's this. November 23rd. November 23rd would have been Saturday. For those of you who guys are watching the timeline closely on GME in regards to where we are on the T plus 35. Oops, hold on a second here. Delete. We're right here. Today was this boom emoji. Now check this out. If I go back over to the tweet, and I did respond to this tweet, by the way, because I wanted you guys to see it. But if you were to respond to this on your phone and you were to type out something to create an emoji and you said boom, you're going to see two different emojis. One's going to be this right here, the collision symbol, which is the one that I sent you guys. And the other one, if you do it on your phone, it's not going to show up on my computer, but on your phone it does. If you type boom into your phone, you're going to see this emoji pop up right here. Boom. Greg is saying he was trying to, in a roundabout way, let you know where we're at on the T plus, the most current T plus 35 cycle. And it's there. Greg's not the only one who's been trying to let people know. GameStop has been trying. The GameStop Twitter profile has been trying to let people know where we're at on those, and we've had confirmation through there that that I'm on the right, tracking the right cycle. Ryan Cohen has been tweeting out the right cycle. There's been several different sources that have been tracking T plus 35 accurately and putting out the emojis that you would need to get in order to be tracking this correctly. So as it stands right now, we're going into the next few days, or what's coming up here is going to be a green apple and a kind of like the raised eyebrow look. And historically speaking, those happen to be periods of time when price starts to rise. See this right here? See the green apple? See the raised eyebrow over here? Yeah, look what's going on with price back here when that happened. It also means that coming up, there's going to be a forced push down on price, leading into the signal of the hand that's giving the OK sign. Every time that's happened, we've seen an exercise of positions going on during that period of time between that OK or the handshake sign. I can't even tell you how many times I've seen Ryan Cohen or GameStop or somebody doing some kind of handshake sign that signals the fact that they're about to exercise their positions. And those positions are supposed to be exercised and completed by the Kitty Day, which in this particular case is going to be December 9th, targeting the December 10th day, which is basically going to start a new T plus 35 date, ruling date here. So we're going to be seeing another T plus 35 getting added to this. It also means that there's going to become, there was another Kansas City shuffle that's occurring currently, and probably part of the reason why we're seeing price movement happening the way that it is. But I would expect to see maybe another push down on price towards the end of this month. Now, historically speaking, whenever we have 3-day weekends, we typically have some significant price movement shortly thereafter. And you'll notice that I've got these red lines on the page here. These are all as close as I can get them to the 6th. Whatever trading days is as close as the 6th of each new month. And that happens to be when the carry trade typically shows up as a problem in the marketplace. So, we're getting very close to a period of time that's going to start impacting prices quite heavily. If you and I called it this weekend too. I said confirmation's in. We got the confirmation that we're going to be seeing the price increase and the volume increase, and sure enough, we got it this morning. So I tried to let you guys know it was coming before. I think I told you guys as early as Saturday that it was coming today, and sure enough, it hit. So that's where we're at in the timeline currently. And it's not tarot card reading. It's literally just understanding the cycles of exercise positions and knowing when swaps are going to occur, and trying to time your positions around those. And if you understand those concepts, it's really not tarot card reading at all. It's really more about just understanding what institutions are going to do with their positions. And if they have to create liquidity out of nothing, out of thin air, what they're going to do is they're going to just simply create swaps. So it's simple. You just have to understand that these concepts are consistent. Institutions don't change their habits, and the reason that they don't change their habits is because it's too costly to change their habits. If they were to change everything, it could cost them millions and millions and millions of dollars. So they have to keep up what it is that normally works for them, which is pretty much why they don't change algorithmic trading at all. There's a little fine tuning that can be done, but for the most part, once you have an algorithmic tuned position, or an algo tuned that is capable of being able to control price, and then you don't want to change it too much. You have little fine tuning abilities here and there, but you don't really want to change too much, because every time you throw a wrench in there into some kind of, you want to try and tweak something, you could potentially lose lots and lots of money. So that's where we're at, and I just wanted to throw that out there, that we are getting very, very close to what I think is going to be an exercise position that starts probably around the 5th of December. We should be seeing another exercise positions. There's that. We're losing Janet Yellen. We're losing Gary Gensler. Kind of crazy, right? I think that's kind of interesting news. I'm not sure. I feel like the Gary Gensler thing. I thought that was confirmed, but I don't know about the whole Janet Yellen. I thought she already stepped down. She already stepped down? I don't know. Can't really keep up with the news all that much because it just seems to be flying by time for me. But yeah. We got crypto doing some strange stuff. Let's go take a look at that real quick here before we go taking a look at all of the numbers. Daily. My daily chart. Let me get rid of this line right here. Back in, what was it? 20. It was right around like November. September. October, I guess it was, yeah, October, November-ish. It was kind of like right around this time frame, right in here when we hit a peak, and price started moving down, and I had figured out that there was a little bit of a head and shoulders pattern that was being created. I had suggested that there was going to be a drop in Bitcoin down to about 12.3K a coin, and the drop only happened down to 15.4K a coin, which means that I was off by about 3.1 thousand a share. More recently, when price was moving up on Bitcoin and I had drawn out this descending parallel channel, I said that when this breaks out of this, we very likely could see a 103K rise on Bitcoin. 103K thousand a coin. And sure enough, we got the break of that descending parallel channel, and Bitcoin launched up to 99.7K a coin. How did I come up with 103? What was the magic on tarot card reading on this one? It was a cup and handle, guys. This was on a weekly time interval, a cup and handle that was created out of this. This descending parallel channel was the handle portion of the cup, and the 103 target was what price should move up to once it broke out of that descending parallel channel on the cup. Pretty damn close. Not bad. It's not over yet. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it is. I don't know. Let's zoom in on this just a tad bit and see where we're heading right now on a 1 hour time interval. There's our top here at 99.7 a coin. It's certainly not looking like it's getting the same momentum that it was having since earlier in the month. Let's go out to 4 hours. Starting to almost form what looks to be like a head and shoulder type pattern, except for the fact that it dipped down as much as it did right here. If we see price move back up and continue to consolidate for a little longer here, somewhere between where it's at right now at 94K a coin and that 100K a coin, we could be developing a head and shoulder type pattern, which means that price of Bitcoin eventually is going to start dropping back down again, and would likely retrace back down to the 77K coin, 77 a coin range in the future. But we'll have to wait and kind of see a little bit. We need to see somewhere. We're probably looking at about. Oops. We need to see 48 days. 8 days. 8 days. We need to see price stabilize going out to 1129 on Bitcoin, somewhere between that 94K to 100K a coin. If we see stabilization in that range, and then shortly thereafter, after about midnight on the 29th, or no, I'm sorry, 4 a.m. After 4 a.m. on the 29th, if we suddenly see Bitcoin take a dump down to like 88K a coin, or lower, it could even be a little bit lower than that. It could be somewhere around like 86 to 87K a coin. There's a very strong chance that it will kind of stay there for about 8 days and then see a very sudden drop after that, down to at least 76K a coin. So just throwing that out there. These are very similar moves to what we saw back in 2021. back here. Right here. Here's a little bit longer, the pattern. The stabilization period of time here was probably about a month and a half, no, 2 months, 2 months worth of time of stabilized price movement before seeing big changes. So we could really be somewhere kind of like in this kind of a pattern somewhere over here like this. And you can see there was quite a big drop off on this before stabilizing. It hit a top here around 65K a coin and came back down to about 34K a coin before going back up again. And that's very well could be a lot like what we see this time around again. We could see this kind of stabilize a little bit here for a while, come back down to the 88, somewhere around that range, and then eventually falling back down, perhaps maybe back down to the 71K a coin range. But why is that important? If history is going to repeat itself, this move right here that we saw right here, if this is going to be very much like what we saw from the past, then you can almost expect to see something very similar like this happening over here. So we all know what happened in January of 2021, and that's right here. So for the time being, for 2 months, we may see a stabilization of Bitcoin in this range. Let's see. Let's see some numbers. Let's go through and take a look and see what we got going on here. I'm going to take you guys over to the other page. I'm not going to be able to see what it is you guys are writing, so hold those personal thoughts, comments, questions, and concerns until you see the big tramp back up on the screen again. Let's take a look at what we got going on here. Price prediction tally points. I do have my phone on me. I do have my phone on me. Nobody hit today. I did look to see if that was the case, and nobody had. We have... Previous close was 455. Nobody hit yesterday on price predictions as well, but everybody has gotten price predictions right for the week so far. So let me just go ahead and reset these numbers here. I do keep up with these guys every morning and find out what their numbers are for the day, just so I can enter them into my numbers, into my book, and we can continue to carry that on. Short exempt volume. What is going on with short exempt volume? Let's check it out. Let's see here. So last time I think I talked with you guys was the 20th, and we had 126,000 shares in short exempt volume. No, it was 103. That was the last time I talked with you guys. It was 103,000 shares. The very next day was 126,000 shares. The day after that, in trading, was 73,000 shares, which would have been Friday. And then today, it was 91.4 thousand shares in short exempt volume. Utilization. Utilization is showing up as 23.67% on AMC. And today we were up 6.81%. That's good. Let's see, 1 of 3. How do we get scroll lock off? There we go. All right, let's see what's next. We have Max Payne coming in. Last week we were sitting at 450 was Max Payne. Max Payne for today was sitting at I'm gonna guess 450. 450 for the 11/29 by the end of this week. For the week ending 12/6, Max Payne is 450. And for the week ending 12/13, Max Payne is 450. So no changes on those numbers. Taking a look at GME, Max Payne was $25 last time we took a look at it, and is now currently at, and they closed today at $29.67. Max Payne is $25 ending the end of this week. Next week is $24, and the week after is $24.50. So we are well above Max Payne numbers, which means somebody's getting hurt pretty bad here. That does not look happy for anybody who might be an institution taking on the other side of these bets. Now, let's see, what else? What do we got going on here with off exchange? Let's take a look at exchange traded volume. Today in total, we had 62.14% going through off exchanges. EDGX came in at 7.81%, the combined total, and that was 69.95%. Or about 5.95% more volume going through those exchanges than normal. LTSE was at 162,000 shares, guys. That is a massive amount of shares going through that exchange. Somebody is making heavy delivery on shares. Also, just to throw this out there, the total amount of volume traded today was 31.5 million shares, which was definitely an increase in volume. CHX volume for the day today was very shallow at 2,466 shares. Nothing unusual there. Taking a look at GME, exchange traded volume through LTSE was at 153,000 shares, massive number. CHX volume was 1,841. Taking a look at is it short? No, not short interest. Where is it? Borrow fees. On AMC. It looks like since 2045, as of yesterday, there has been approximately $1.3 million shares were borrowed today. 1.3 million shares were borrowed. Fees are at 0.6 and a rebate of 3.98. 2 million are available at the end of the day, according to IBKR. On GME, looks like since 2045 yesterday, there was a total of 1.4 million shares borrowed. Fees are at 0.26 and a rebate of 4.32. So there's quite a few millions of shares borrowed today. Yeah. There's still 1.5 million available on GME. It's a lot of shares being borrowed. Institutional share ownership. It's been a while since I refreshed this. Since 5 days ago, it was 142.718 million shares owned, according to Fintel on AMC, is now being reported at 143.333. So a little bit of an increase. GME was at 144.749 last time I was here discussing them, and it's now 144.904. So a little bit of an increase, not too much. Option contracts. Actually, we'll take a look at that here in just a second. I'm going to take it back over to the other page here. I'll move some screens around and we'll take a look at the rest of the data. All right, let's start with options. Let's take a look and see what we got going on. The highest amount of open interest this morning was at a $5 strike. That's where it was last week. There was 25.8 thousand contracts. Highest amount of put volume in open interest was at a $4.50 strike, which is where it was last week, with 5.8 thousand contracts. Total amount of volume for the day today was mostly at a $5 strike on calls, with 50.4 thousand contracts in volume, 7.1 thousand contracts in volume at 4.5. The market's really signaling for a $4.50 to $5 close by the end of the week based off of those numbers. Moving forward, looking at the next 2 weeks out, most of the volume on calls was at 5. Puts for next week, it was at 4.5. Most of the call volume for 2 weeks out from now is at 5, and puts at 4. Pretty shallow week in option contracts the next 2 weeks. Taking a look at GME. Let me scroll back to the top. So many contracts are going to be in the money here. Look at all these contracts that are in the money this week here. Every single one of these in gray over here on this side are all in the money in open interest here. The largest amount of call volume in open interest is at 30, with 25.6 thousand contracts in open interest that's there. That's about ready to be in the money. Highest amount of put volume closest to this strike point is going to be at 27.5. I mean, it's pretty far down, and it's only 1.1 thousand contracts. I mean, there's 1.8 at 27. I don't know. I guess you could say 27. So really, the market's kind of signaling for like 28.5 for a close by the end of the week is what it's kind of signaling for. But if 30s go into the money and positions don't necessarily close out too much, then we could see price drive higher than 30. My only worry here is that if these $30 calls start closing before the week's out, then it's strongly possible that we don't see price rise much above 30. So we'll have to see how that plays out before the week's over, considering the fact that this is a short week. The next 2 weeks out, pretty light on option contracts. Very, very light. And there you go. Ortex. Ortex is showing, let me just refresh one more time here. Ortex is showing that there is approximately 435,000 shares that were returned today. That's going to lower the estimated short share interest of the free float to 13.65%. The cost to borrow ends at 0.54. Average is 0.93 and max is 3.16. Let's see here. We see 42.16 million shares are on loan currently. Utilization. Let's see what what's happening to utilization as price is moving up here. Utilization is coming down a little bit day over day. It went from 23.86% to 23.67%. The on loan amount, as a result, is coming down as well. Our last reported amount was 42.46, and then today it was 42.16. Those numbers should have the estimated short-term interest of the free float decreasing as well, which it looks like it actually kind of stabilized a little. It did come down just a hair, from 13.69% to 13.67%. And then the on-loan average age per day, it doesn't look like a whole lot of shares are being returned here, so I'd imagine it is skyrocketing. Yep, still heading up here. 55.24 days to 55.99 most recently. That is getting very, very close to one of the largest amounts that we've seen in a very long time on-loan average age per day. Security lending volume shrank a little bit from 2.86 million to 1.59. Taking a look at GameStop, looks like 695,000 shares were borrowed today. That's going to drop the estimate, or raise the estimated short-term interest of the free float to 8.2%. The cost to borrow mins at 0.56, average is 0.59, and max is 2.75. Let's see what we got going on here with utilization. Here's utilization falling even further from 25.1% to 24.03%. The on-loan amount dipping as well from 40.2 million shares to 38.47. That's going to lower the estimated short-term interest of the free float from 8.26 to 8.16. The on-loan average age per day should be skyrocketing as well. It has been on a long cook up. The most recent number is being reported at 65.64 days on average. Security lending volume slightly dropped from 5.74 million to 3.95. SSR trigger price for the day today on AMC would have been at $4.10. I don't have any call option data here to be able to read off to you guys. GME's at $25.11. There is some option contracts here. I see that there's, for this week, it says 80.7 thousand contracts out of the money in calls versus 36,000 contracts that are in the money. I don't think that's right. Let me just check something real quick here. Yeah, that could be right. That could be actually a very right number. Yeah. Let's see here. 25.2 thousand contracts out of the money on puts versus 714 contracts that are in the money. There are quite a few option call contracts that are in the money, going out quite a ways. Orders by Fidelity customers, AMC and GME are the only two I'm looking for. Neither of which are on here. Oh, look at that, guys. We had something crazy happen. We went inverted again on the 2-year, 10-year. So it actually, I think it happened over the weekend, if I'm not mistaken, where we had the 2-year crossing the 10, and it is currently underneath the 10 now. But we, for at least a very brief period of time, from the 25th of November till about, it was pretty much the 25th today, we went inverted. And then by the end of the day, it was normalized. But MMRI, when I saw you guys last, was 291.36 and is now currently at 285.19. The spread between the 2-year and 10-year bond yields is thin as paper. 4.285 on the 10-year, 2 years at 4.271. 0.014 is the spread. Last week it was 0.087. So very, very thin. The VIX has been continuously falling over the last few trading days. I'm expecting to perhaps maybe see a trend back up on the VIX here shortly, especially with the end of the month coming, and that carry trade likely picking back up as a problem. We'll take a look at the trends on that here in just a little bit. VIX futures. VIX was reporting 14.61 on my chart back there. It's saying the futures are set for 1553. So that is definitely an increase by almost. Boy, that's 1.2 points higher than where it's at reading currently, or where the futures are suggesting it should be at. So there's definitely looking like a red day tomorrow in the market based off these numbers currently. The Nikkei is down 1.45%. Hang Seng is up 0.07, and the Nifty 50 up 1.74. Depending on what you're looking at right now, it looks like most of the mid caps are doing kind of poorly in the after hours. NASDAQ is up 0.27, Dow Jones is up 0.99, and the S&P 500 is up 0.3. We have 4,272 advancers that were up today versus 2,091 decliners. So the market was definitely cooking today with bacon grease. Sectors, seemed like most of the sectors were doing well. There was only 2 down sectors today, and that was energy and tech. Of the Mag 7, 5 out of the 7 finished green. 2 were down, Nvidia and Tesla. Financial institutions look like they were primarily closing green today. There was a couple that were down. Gold is up 0.11 and trending up currently on the 1 minute time interval. Silver is up 0.18, trending up. Ethereum Classic is up 3.58. Let me go back down to 1 minute time interval here and take a look at, actually we'll go to 5. Looks like it's kind of consolidating a little bit with maybe a slight uptrend. Overall, for a longer period of time, it's definitely been on an uptrend. US dollar up 0.32 today, hitting 107.5. And when the US dollar goes up, the market's supposed to come down. This is starting to become a big number, guys. If I were to scroll out to a daily chart on this, you can see that it's the US dollar has been skyrocketing, and that should mean that the market's coming down in price. But it's, that's not really exactly what's happening. Oil is up 0.5, and for the day-to-day, excuse me, I was yawning, came up 0.51. Mortgage-backed securities were up anywhere from, looks like 0.9 to 0.92. They gapped up in the pre-market and then opened up and continued to trend up, and even, looks like even gapped up in the aftermarket hours. SPY was up today, 0.34. Most of that gain was all seen in a gap up in the pre-market, because it actually closed down from where it opened for the day. VIX was down 4.2% today. Wow. Let's look at this on a 1 hour time interval. What's going on here? So my next box that I've got drawn out for a VIX break to the top side is coming up. Obviously, I was mentioning to you guys that around the 6th, which is kind of where the middle of my box is at here, I was expecting to see a rise on the VIX back up again here, and you can see it's holding support on this descending level of support here. We may start to see it starting to trend back up here pretty soon. Yeah. And potentially be breaking back past this level of resistance that's trending up here. Like I said, yeah, we're like, what, 10 days away, 11 days away from, we're less than 9 trading days because we're off on the 28th. So we are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 trading days away from potentially seeing a pretty big run on the VIX, I think. IWM is down it was up 1.52. Most of that was in a pre-market gap up. And it came down pretty strong at around 1840 in the aftermarket hours. Oh, I'm so tired. 242. Yep, up today, 1.52%. And IWN was up 1.57%, gapped up and consolidated for the most part. Tesla was down 3.96% for the day-to-day, and most of that came in market trading hours. Pretty rough move there. We had Amazon up 2.2% for the day-to-day, and it looks like a gap up in the pre-market also continued to move up throughout the day in trading, and then kind of corrected itself in the aftermarket hours. Cinemark moved up and then started consolidating kind of midday. Closed up 1.9%. Doge is down 3.95%. Doesn't look to be trending down, though. It's trending up. Bitcoin is down 3.61%, consolidating after an uptrend. GME today was up 6.34%. Most of that move was in the early portion of pre-market open and also towards the end of the day today. A lot of midday sidewards trading. The volume, by the way, on GME, 13.09 million shares traded. HYMC, for the most part, I mean, it was down 2.87%. I would say, other than the initial trend down at the beginning open of the day, for the most part, it consolidated. NCMI was up 0.44. Been trending up for a while, at least the last three trading days. Hood was up 3.27% today. Most of that was in a gap up in the pre-market this morning, as the market did close the Hood's price down from where it opened and traded sideways in the aftermarket hours. AMC, we gapped up in pre-market this morning quite nicely, all the way up to about where we closed for the day. We closed a little bit higher. It was a gap up to about 480. Came back down a little bit, consolidated, and then just a little bit before market open started trending back up again. Then started kind of trending back down right around noonish, and then by the time it hit around maybe 12:46, consolidated for the most of the day, and we got a little bit of a run up in maybe the last 10 minutes or so of trading, and then consolidated for the most part after hours. Inflow versus outflow today, there was exactly the same amount of inflow versus outflow. No change, no difference whatsoever. 31.66 million shares traded. Pretty decent volume. On a 4-hour time interval, we are still what I feel like is in a ascending broadening wedge. I know there's been a couple different breakouts on the bottom side of this, but I think they were kind of false breakouts. And if indeed this was supposed to be the test of the secondary touching point, which it looks like it was, the potential on this, I would have to do some math, but there's a pretty good potential this is going to reach higher highs than where we were at previously, which it has already. So we already met the expectations for this pattern to have completed when the price did fall out back down here. But like I had said from the past, I think I think on a larger scale, I mean, I really feel like on a larger scale here, breaking past this level of resistance, this big, huge, solid blue line that I've got in here, breaking out of that was pretty significant, and we should see continued price movement upwards. And very well, I feel, could reach some of these higher numbers into the 550s range in the near future. On a 4-hour time interval, there is more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 70.15, which is signaling overbought. On a 1-hour time interval, more selling pressure than buying pressure with an RSI of 60.44, which is above average. On a 30-minute time interval, more buying pressure than selling pressure with a divergence in the Vortex indicator towards the end of the day today. RSI is at 55.72, which is slightly above average. And on a 5-minute time interval, more buying pressure than selling pressure with an RSI of 44.78, which is below average. On a 1-hour time interval with Ichimoto, looking beautiful. This is kind of dirty back here. Not going to lie. That was pretty dirty. What we want to see have happen going forward here, we want to see lagging lines stay above price line, and we want to see price stay above the base. Excuse me. So seeing price stay above 471 is going to be ideal. If we break 471 or lower, there's a very good chance we start seeing price as early as tomorrow dropping back down into the 450 range. So be watching for that. I do expect the market to be trying to push very heftily down on price here towards the end portion of this month. There's another thing that I forgot to mention to you guys, that GME has its earnings call. I haven't heard any dates yet, and it's probably because I'm just not focused on it really. But their earnings call is supposed to be closer to the beginning of the next month, I think. And I would expect to see price go up beforehand, and then at or during the earnings call, price coming down quite a bit. But anyways, lagging line staying above price line is going to be ideal, and if that's going to be the case in tomorrow's trading, then we're going to need to see price over $5. $5 or higher is what we're going to need to be at. Otherwise, we may stall out a little bit, and we may not see price continue to move up as strongly. On a 4-hour time interval, lagging line is above price line, conversion is above base. Everything looks really good about this. Seeing a drop in price down back to the conversion line at 468 is not out of the question. In fact, very oftentimes when you see an initial breakout like this above a cloud, and we did break up through a green cloud, which is extremely bullish, because it means a longer period of time of positive momentum and movement in price before seeing a fall back down through green cloud. Because remember, price is supposed to move down through green, up through red. Could mean that we see extended price movement in the future going out. So long as we can support that like 470 range, because I think on the 1 hour it was 471. Yeah, 471 on the 1 hour, and the 4 hour suggesting 468 is what we need to stay above. So 470 tomorrow. If we can't close above 470, we're gonna have some problems. We may see price falling back down a bit. So watch that volume real closely in the morning when you first wake up. That is going to help you to determine what's going to happen to price movement tomorrow. If you see volume falling in the pre-market day over day, then more than likely we'll see that price falling. And with that, that's all I got for you guys. Let me go back over to the main page. Head on over to the back of the big tramp. And they're off. And let's see here. Let's see what you guys are writing. Dirty in the back, Novocaine says. Does it need a cleaning? We'll have to get Pantheon to come in and clean it. I'm doing good. Work is interesting. I wish I could talk more about it. Due to patient confidentiality, I really don't feel like I can say too much about some of the things that are happening at work. Although I did, I know that I know I can say things without saying like patients' names or anything like that. I know I can like just say like generalized things. But for the most part, I'd rather just, not say anything. Although today I had a really interesting thing happen. I had a patient who, what can I say here? I gotta be careful. Gotta be real careful what I say. I had a patient who thought that she knew who I was. But she wasn't, I don't know. How do I say this? She didn't know who I was. She thought I was somebody, but it was almost as if she was thinking that I was Santa Claus. But obviously I'm not. And it was just very interesting because I guess maybe in what might seem like an otherwise scary environment for somebody, I guess seeing somebody that you thought might be Santa Claus might make things seem kind of nice or pleasant. So there was that, and she was happy, and I was grateful for that because, like, there's nothing worse than, like, being sick or having something wrong with you. I'm not saying she was either, but I'm just saying, when you're at the doctor's office, you're not usually there at a hospital for just no reason. You're usually there for something, to check on something. So, when that's happening to you, it can be kind of scary. So to have something feel positive or be somewhat positive is nice sometimes too. So, but yeah, it was very, very interesting. Tim says, where did your glasses go? Holy smokes, man. I did all those numbers and everything, and I meant to clean off my glasses. I'll put them on right now. We'll put them on. I can't believe I did all those numbers without putting the glasses on. It's crazy, man. All that time, and I didn't even put the glasses on. How could I have not done that? That's crazy. Tim says, awesome, crazy people. That's not what it was. She was very sweet. She didn't want. I can't say anything. I can't say anything at all. She didn't like. Who here? Put a 1 in the comment section if you like having your wristband showing on your arm. Like, do you like those wristbands that hospitals put on you? You know what I'm talking about? I know you know what I'm talking about. Put a 1 in here. I doubt I'm going to see any 1s coming up. If you seriously like having those wristbands, put a 1. If you don't, put a 0. How many zeros am I going to get? I'm going to get a lot of zeros. Tim put 2. Yeah. I know I never did. I never liked those hospital wristbands, and she didn't like hers either. And I don't blame her, quite frankly. They're awful. They're not very fun. So we need to change those. I feel like we need to change those things. Somehow we need to change them so that they're more... what's the word I'm looking for here? Pleasant? Somehow we need to make it so that those wristbands are a little bit more pleasant for patients to wear. I always feel like they like cut into your skin, or they're just awful. We need better wristbands for patients in hospitals. It's not just my hospital. I feel like it's any hospital you go to, period. They're all the same. It'd be cool if you could have like a, I don't know, like a cool cloth, some type bracelet or something. Something that didn't hurt your wrists. Yeah, well, Nana says it's so they don't get the patients mixed up. Well, that's true. But there's got to be a way to make them so that they're not so annoying. Because they just really are. Yep. What else? What else is going on, guys? Let's look it up. Let's look up and see real quick here because I haven't had a chance to really go and confirm this. Is Janet Yellen stepping down? Is Janet Yellen retiring? New York Post. Janet Yellen exiting office, leaving mess behind for Trump. 2 days ago, that was put out. That was posted. The whiplash-inducing Hunger Games-style races to become Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary made it easy to ignore. What's been going on. So Janet Yellen is out. What about Gary Gensler? I just saw that Gary Gensler was out here. Let's see here. SEC Chair Gary Gensler to step down in January. So it's official. 4 days ago. Well, all right. That's it. We got newbies.
Tickle my balls. That's all I want.
Censor content, how's it going, man?
Not too bad. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. I'm a little tired, not gonna lie, but I'm here.
Yeah, you're going in. I actually think you doing it this way is better anyway because you go into much more depth
On numbers and stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're covering a few more things that you normally don't do. So
Yeah. Instead of like trying to spread out like content over hours and hours. It's all just jam packed into one tight little like 45 minutes of listening.
I do think the pre-market. If you notice, it's 2 days in a row now where that pre-market spike is pretty much where we finished, like 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I see. Okay, yeah, I see what you're talking about.
It went
Yep.
to 480 today, and the day before it was like to where we within a cent of where we finished.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
So as long as we keep trending up, that's probably something to watch. If there's a
see.
spike up instead of a spike down
Let's see.
at that.
This one was at 452, and yesterday's closing price was 455. So I was only off by 3 pennies. And then today's spike was up to 481, and we closed at 486. So it was off by 5 pennies. So yeah, those were very, very close. Huh? Good observation.
Yeah, I noticed on both of those in the mornings too. There wasn't normally on that pokey stick there'll be a big shot down and a shot up, and it was just like a shot up. It wasn't there wasn't much downwards on it.
Oh yes. Well, this morning's it looks like. Let me go back to a 1 minute time interval here. Hold on a second. This morning's pokey stick was. Looks like it was pretty balanced at 801. That one had 200. There was 207,000 shares traded in this morning's pokey stick of volume alone. Huh. Let's see.
And the aftermarket volume today was pretty high.
Was it?
Yeah, like 2.8 million, about.
Last Friday's pokey stick was only 16,000 shares in contrast, so there has definitely been a change in volume, in pre-market volume. Yeah, I don't know how you couldn't have noted. Like anybody who would have been looking at volume this morning should have noticed that. We should see that again, I would think. Huh. Kind of cool. How much aftermarket?
So there
volume
is
do we
trading on Friday, right? Is this like
have? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
limited? Does it
Yeah, there's
close
trading.
early or something down there?
There. Yeah. No. There's. It's a full day of trading. Pretty sure. Yeah. It might only be a partial day for options though. Let's see here. 2.52 million in the aftermarket hours of volume, it looks like, or thereabouts. That is pretty high. Yeah, hell yeah, it says until 1 p.m. Eastern, I believe. Let me just look and see here, because I always mess up the... I feel like I have to look up this calendar like all the time. My memory is not as good as it used to be, that's for sure. Let's see, we have, it's always got these like stars on Thanksgiving Day. Each market will close early at 1 p.m., 1:15 p.m. for eligible options on Friday, November 29th, 2024. Yeah, okay, so yeah, 1 p.m. The NYSE National late trading sessions will close at 5 p.m. So yeah, it's kind of a partial day.
So do you get Thanksgiving off?
I do. Believe it or not, I actually get it off. Yep. It's kind of
That's
cool.
strange. Usually the new guys got to do the duty on the holidays.
I know, right? Well, the hospital gig was always after I got done with training was going to be a Friday through Monday job, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, which means that I would never ever work a Thanksgiving. And then the GameStop isn't open on Thanksgiving Day, so I get it off. Unfortunately, I got to work the next day, though. Okay. The Los Angeles Chargers have to beat the Ravens for me to tie Cal this week in oh, you got to be freaking kidding me. 30-16. Son of a gun. What the heck happened?
I'm old. I must be really old. That's the San Diego Chargers you're talking
It
about,
used to be, yeah. They moved to Los Angeles. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
I'm
really
from
old.
San Diego. We don't talk about it. I can't
You know,
believe
I
this.
just
They were
don't-
winning.
I don't think they should have to change the name when they move. You shouldn't be able to keep the same name.
Guess you're sleeping outside.
What'd you say, hon?
I guess you're sleeping outside.
Oh, Cal is. Cal has to sleep outside.
You won.
Yeah, but his dad said because he picked the other team, he has to sleep outside tonight.
Oh. Winners don't sleep outside.
Nana says, Casey, you didn't go over price predictions and who won last week. You won last. Well, you only said that because you won last week. You were the only one that had a price prediction that you got correct on a day where you nailed the price. So you were the only person with a point ahead of everybody else. So you won. And then, actually, that's not true. I think you had it. Was it 2 days? It might have been 2 days that you had. I'm not sure. I know what it was. You didn't nail price prediction. You had a price prediction that was unique by more than 10 cents, and that's
No, she got
that's
it.
why.
444.
Yeah,
or
that's
whatever
why.
It was. She got one right on. She got 2 points one day.
She had No, the 444 was Apex. Apex nailed it right on, but it didn't matter because even though he nailed it, she already had 2 points for having unique price predictions. So it made no difference that he had nailed the price prediction. Hell yeah, I said unsportsmanlike conduct on Nana, taunting. Let's see here. 10 o'clock, guys. I'm tired. And I got work tomorrow. So tired. All right. I'm going to wrap it up. Censor content, you got any last words you want to throw out there?
It's a good group of boys. We're all gonna die together out here. You're a good group of boys to die with, I'll tell you that much. You should have come here.
What movie is that from? I can't remember.
That's King Kong. Skull Island.
Man, yeah. That's the one with was that the one with Jack Black? I can't remember.
No.
No? Okay. I'm trying to remember that one.
That one has Samuel Jackson and I believe Brie Larson.
Huh. I need to go rewatch some of those. All right. Oh, how about Wicked, guys? Wicked is crushing it. Absolutely crushing it. I haven't even seen the numbers yet, but I mean, I have just been hearing. I've been hearing they're going to be doing sing-alongs.
There should be good carryover into the next weekend for that, because that's a movie where there'll be people who want to go see it, but also people that are a little bit older who are like, I'm not going to go the first weekend because it's going to be too packed.
I'm pulling up box
So it
office.
should carry over good into next.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Should carry over good until next weekend, and they got Moana 2 coming out this week too, right?
Holy crap! Do we really?
So, yeah.
No
So
way.
next week, it's for next weekend, for the Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh, jeez.
So it should be about 250 million next weekend at least. Probably more.
That's crazy. I can't believe these are. I'm pulling up my app right now. I'm trying to pull it up, anyways. These are back-to-back weekends here. I think I saw somebody was saying that this is in AMC's entire history. They've never had a pre-Thanksgiving weekend this good. Where the heck?
It's the third best weekend this year, so yeah.
I can't find my AMC app. Where did it go? What the heck? Did they change their icon? Why can't I find my app? Oh, there it is. It looks like their icon changed or something. It's like really weird looking. Doesn't look the same as it used to. All right, let's see here. Coming soon. Yep, November 27th, you have Moana 2. December 26th, you have Mufasa. Dude, what the heck, man? These are like back-to-back weekends with like double headers.
Yeah, the whole quarter is like backloaded.
Wow.
But it's,
Sonic
we've
Sonic 3?
not done well, so
Sonic 3 is
hopefully they
coming out
can-
December 20th.
They need to have like about 1.5 billion in the month of December to to make up for the shortfall.
Oh, there's some good stuff coming out. I think doing the whole sing-along thing is going to actually be a really good idea in terms of perhaps maybe keeping Wicked in the movie theater just a little bit longer. And quite frankly, I've seen firsthand the presence of Wicked fans. Wicked fans are wicked. So I think AMC can make a lot of money there. Let's see here. All right.
You're also supposed to get that Lord of the Rings movie on December 13th.
Very nice.
The Rohirrim one. So it's really up to December whether or not they have a good quarter.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. Censor Content, thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, I restrained myself and didn't play any music.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate that.
Even though the last time, there's no way that was they could have copyrighted that.
I don't want to risk it, so.
Yeah,
right.
I understand.
I'm out, man.
Okay.
I'll see you around.
Yeah. Have a good night.
You too, sir. Well, guys, it's that time of the night. All good things must eventually come to an end. Eat, sleep, drink, get plenty of rest. Tomorrow's another trading day. Spend time with your family, spend time with your friends. Take your pets out for a walk because they like getting out too. And go see a movie after all, because that's what we're here to do, is help support AMC. But above all else, don't have a good night. Have a great night.
When the night's getting cold, you're needing a shoulder. Puff out your chest and be a little bolder. All we do is we buy and hold. There will be shills who wanna steal your thrills. There will be friends who hold till the end. There will be doubt, fear and cloud, but it's all in your head. Those hedges are dead. Panic and fear really are near, but it's not ours to own. We have shown that all we do is buy and hold. Oh, there will be shills who wanna steal your thrills, and there will be friends who hold till the end, and there will be doubt, fear and cloud, but it's all in your head. Those hedges are dead. So when the night's getting colder, you're needing that shoulder. These apes got your back. We got each other all.